You, my friend, are amazing. And if no one has told you that recently, hear it now. You are amazing. Now notice when I say that to you, is there some resistance? Is there a block to receiving it? Do you have something that has been judged negatively your whole life that makes you feel like you're not amazing? And today I want to talk about the something that might be ADHD. You know, a lot of kids and adults suffer from ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. And notice at the end of that, it's called a disorder. However, it's becoming more and more and more normal, yet they're calling it an abnormality. So today I'm talking about how ADHD and all the other things that have been negatively judged actually could be a huge capacity of yours and actually a superpower. Hey guys, this is Rebecca. We are here remembering our greatness together. So we're gonna dive deep today so we can rise high. Woo! Here we go, here we go. So ADHD. I don't suffer from it myself, but I have family members who do. And it's just raising two kids, you just see it all throughout the school systems. And it's so interesting that they see that the person is broken, or the person is abnormal, or the person has a disorder, instead of looking at how the person in front of us is brilliant and requires something different. And so when we live from a form and structure and a collective consciousness, we have to be like cattle and just all be corralled into one way. And if certain people don't fit into that way, they're considered abnormal. Well, guys, the numbers are increasing. The numbers are increasing with how many people are saying that they have ADD or ADHD, which basically is unable to pay attention. Now, I thought that ADD was like a hyperactive thing and, you know, you would really know when your kids had it. Until I realized that my kids had it and they seemed pretty normal to me because they could sit for hours on video games. They could sit for hours building Legos. They could sit for hours reading books that they wanted to read on their own time. And so it floored me when one of my kids got that I don't know, diagnosis. And I was like, what? And so I realized that when you don't want to pay attention to something you're really, really not interested in, they call it ADD or ADHD. And I was like, well, isn't that kind of like brilliant that they're really dead set on focusing on what they're brilliant at rather than things that's wasting their time? I don't know. So guys, I've studied a body of work called Access Consciousness. And they talk about a lot of different diagnoses in the mental health field and the brain field as capacities rather than disorders or illnesses or abnormalities. Now, something abnormal means that it's not normal from the huge collective. Now, you know, in this channel, I talk a lot about the awakening process and the ascension process. Right now in 2020, we are in something called the Great Awakening. The Earth has put itself in a position, in a photon belt, where all these high frequency energetics are hitting the planet. And at this time, humans are starting to receive those energies and wake up, have a remembering of their greatness, a remembering of, I'm something else than just this physical body. I'm connected to something else. There's something bigger going on here. And people are incarnating. Kids are incarnating at this moment in time because they really want to shed awareness and light and possibility to this planet. So guys, if And there's always forerunners too, to the awareness and the evolution process. So I wonder if the brain chemistry of someone with ADHD is actually someone who has an evolved state to them, has huge capacities to them. Because what I know about ADHD is that they usually do things in their own time, and they usually prove things to themselves, like doing a project at the last minute, but doing it pretty brilliantly. And so proving to themselves that they can do it, even though, you know, I'm someone in college that, you know, did everything incrementally, do. And then I have a twin who would wait till the last minute and then just get it done. And it was always so creative and brilliant. So we had different ways of working. But I'm noticing that with my kids too, is how they wait till the last minute and almost they do it to like almost prove to themselves that I got this and I didn't want to spend all this time on it because I actually am not interested in it. So why would I do something that I'm not interested in? And it's pretty brilliant, because where you place your focus, right, is really important. Where you place your focus kind of creates your life. So are ADHD folks brilliant creators? And do they know something about the creation process, the evolution of creation? Because right now we're in this thing of using the law of attraction to see a possible reality, see it first, and then align with it, right? Be the energy of it and align with it. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to manifest a vacation or a job or a relationship. ADHD people work a little differently. They can be the energy of something. They can be the energy of a possibility before actually having to imagine and seeing it. What I'm starting to know about ADHD is that life is moving too slow for them. Old ways of manifesting, old outdated ways of educating people, like it's too slow for them. It's severely agitating to them. Things have to move faster, and they want to focus and put their energy on things that matter to them. That makes sense to me. And so people are like, well, you gotta be able to, you know, do things in your life that you're not totally interested in. I'm like, why? Why? That really actually is not true when you think about it. Because I've actually said that to my kids. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that's actually not true. Because they're like, well, you know, you have to pay the bills and you have to, you know, do the dishes. I'm just like, you know what? That becomes really important to someone when they're living on their own and they start to realize they don't want to live in filth. That becomes really important, and they start putting their focus on there. Or the bills are happening and, you know, they start figuring out interesting ways outside the box to meet those bills. So I really think ADHD is actually a superpower. They are advanced beings that are here. The brain makeup is set up for fast processing, okay? And it's set up to focus where you really are having an interest and to just really skyrocket and succeed in that area. Now, we are seeing that people can't succeed with ADHD because in areas in certain lives. But is it a life they're trying to live because of a belief system that was pounded into their head that this is normal, this is what life should be like, this is what success looks like? So we got to backtrack and start letting go of all those belief systems and negative modeling and all this stuff that we're trying to fit this big circle into this tiny square, right? Like we have to get out of the box. People with ADHD are brilliant, and they are evolved beings. That's how I see it. There's no scientific evidence. Maybe there is, maybe there's not. But that's what I have. You have to listen to this list of people. This list of people are people with ADHD. Okay, this floored me. Where is it? So some of the most brilliant people are ADHD. Richard Branson, Stephen Hawkins, Michael Phelps, Robert Kennedy, Whoopi Goldberg, Sylvester Stallone, JFK, John Lennon, Albert Einstein, Justin Bieber, Simone Biles, David Blaine, Ryan Gosling, Woody Harrelson, Adam Levine, Pete Rose, Henry Winkler, Bubba Watson, Shane Victorino, all of these people and more. Salma Hayek, so many brilliant artists, athletes, scientists were ADHD, are ADHD. What does that say? Okay. And, you know, some people are like, well, just get them on medication and everything will be fine. Now, I feel like when someone shows up in the world with something, yes, there is a place for pharmaceuticals, but with ADHD, I think it's telling us something about the person. They're here to evolve the forms and structures that we are living in a collective, that it's not working anymore, that we have to look at people not as a collective, but as individuals. And that we're going to start learning about our personal evolution by these forerunners who are brave enough to embody at this time to say, this is the way, guys. This is how we really create. So imagination is one thing, but there's something before imagination. And that is energy. That is a frequency. I'm curious if ADHD people live from the prior frequency and know about a future reality, just know it without even seeing it first. So like vision boarding is kind of like out the window for ADHD people. They already have this energy of a possibility they want to create. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating to watch, especially my kids, start creating things from this energetic. Especially with Legos. You know, he doesn't have the vision, but he has the energy of the possibility, and he just starts putting things together. And a lot of us are trying to catch up with, you know, being creators of our lives. We're kind of doing it in kind of like the 101 model, 0.1 model, and these ADHD people are doing it in the 0.2, 0.3, 0.5 model. You know, they just got this. A lot of them are really amazing manifestors and creators. It's not even manifesting anymore. They're actualizing. They're actualizing an energetic reality. So slowing them down is actually slowing the evolution down of humanity and slowing down the evolution of our collective consciousness, which here we are in 3D collective consciousness, and there's a little corridor, and we're trying to create this 5D consciousness. We're trying to come over here. Right now, 5D consciousness is about this big, and 3D consciousness is this big. We're trying to filter more into 5D, and we're trying to make that bigger. And I really believe that ADHD people are helping us create more of this 5D reality where the fear paradigm just is no more, where unity consciousness, oneness, possibility, awareness, allowance, gratitude, all these things. So if you take an ADHD person, their whole lives, they've been told that they're broken, that there's something wrong with them, that they're not good at school, that they're stupid, or they, you know, on some level, maybe someone didn't say it outright, but maybe people treated them like they were a problem. They're not fitting in. We should get you evaluated. And we should get you on some medicine. Instead of letting them guide their lives, really, truly, letting them know how brilliant they are and just be like, here, you take the reins, okay? And if your life isn't working for you, what would work? Getting out of the perfect life for you and really go find it energetically. I just saw a video on a woman who was raising kids, and she was in this life that she couldn't manage with her ADHD. So she got on drugs, and she is very, very happy there. She's like, I have my perfect life. If I lived 10 years less because of this medication, she said, I would take the 10 years left because I love how I am living my life right now. And good for her. That's amazing. She has found some relief with pharmaceutical. But I wonder, I wonder if sometimes the symptoms we're experiencing are letting us know that the life we're living at this moment is not the life our soul is really longing for. And are we living a life because it's attached to a past belief system that says this is a good life? This is normal. This is having it all. This is what success looks like. I'm a firm believer in our bodies and minds and our emotions let us know if we are really living our soul calling and our life purpose. And if we feel like there is a discrepancy, it's time to ask some questions. Is this alignment with my soul? Is this my greatest possibility? If I remember my greatness, is this the life that I would be living? How does it get even better than this? And so awareness is key, especially with folks with ADHD, because they have a tremendous amount of awareness and they are quick. They fire quickly. So guys, I don't know if you have ADHD or if someone you know has ADHD, or you're parenting a child that has ADHD. What are some of the things that you have been experiencing with that? What are some of the things that with just this switch of perspective could just say, oh my gosh, yeah, these people are brilliant. So where else in our lives are we judging people or being judged negatively for things that really are a huge capacity, that are maybe abnormal because they're not something all of the collective experiences, but that abnormality is actually an evolutionary genius that's helping the planet find a different, quicker way to unity consciousness. So that's how I see things. That's how I see things, and I feel like you are amazing. And if you have ADHD or you experience attention issues, ask some different questions. What difference did I come here to make? The difference that I be, how is that the change the planet is looking for? If I didn't have to live in the form and structure that I'm in right now, what would I really thrive in? So beautiful being. Thank you. Thank you for all you contribute to the planet. Thank you for embodying in the body you're in and the brain you're in, and for bringing your capacities to the world right now. Thank you. That was brave of you. And teach us more. So if you have ADHD, please let me know in the comments. And share with us, teach us about your brilliance and your capacities. And by all means, if a pharmaceutical is working for you for ADHD and you're on fire and you're finding success in your life, wonderful. All the power to you. And this is by no means saying do not get evaluated or do not go on pharmaceuticals. Follow your knowing. And that is the brilliance of people with ADHD, is you have a very strong knowing. Follow that knowing. And wherever you find happiness and joy, go for it. All right, beautiful people. Namaste. Be sure to join the tribe, subscribe and like. Thank you so much.